An inspiration for our thriller film was the James Bond movie Skyfall. The characters in James Bond have inspired us and given us ideas for our film. This is because James Bond himself is a spy who acts very professional and suave, and this is what has inspired our hitman. We want our hitman to resemble James Bond because James Bond wears a suit and a tie, and this is the costume that our hitman will wear, as he will be presented as professional and serious. Although James Bond is not a hitman, he has traits of one, such as he kills people and he remains emotionless and unaffected by doing it. This will be effective when applied to our character. The use of props in James Bond has inspired us for our film because the iconic Aston Martin that he drives presents class and also makes him seem very important. This will be effective when applied to our character, as we want him to come across as rich and successful, so that people can see that he makes a lot of money from his trade. Not only does James Bond have a flash car, but he is also skilled in using different weapons. Our hitman will have the same trait, and he will be able to use his weapon in combat to kill his target. Lastly, James Bond has gadgets and technology which help him achieve his goals. This inspired us to give our hitman a phone on which all his orders are given. Although this is an advanced government technology, without this our hitman would not be able to complete his job. Our hitman will resemble James Bond in the use of props, as most of his gadgets and weapons will be something that without he cannot complete his goal. The music in James Bond is parallel to its scenes and creates suspense and awe, which is something we hope to recreate in our film. This inspired us for our film as it is so effective in emphasising the scene and making it feel more like a thriller. We want this in our film because it will then help us make our hitman seem more threatening and dangerous. Secondly, films with good music and sounds are remembered and usually are good films, such as the James Bond theme tune. With a good music score that is parallel, it will not only help our film emphasise the hitman as mysterious and dangerous, but also the film itself will be remembered and praised. Lastly, James Bond has an effective use of changes in the music for different scenes and changing moods in a scene, and this has inspired us to try this in our film as we can emphasise the mood of the scene and of the characters. The camera shots in James Bond have helped inspire us for our film because they use a long take close-up shot to show the characters change their emotions in a scene, and we hope to use this in our film to show that our hitman is emotionless when it comes to his job. Again, another shot in James Bond is the reverse tracking, or the tracking shot, that is used while characters are having important conversations, and this not only shows their emotions but also allows the audience to walk through the scene with the characters. Again, we want this in our film so it will help show the emotionless killer our hitman is. Lastly, a shot used in James Bond is a panning shot, and it shows off the scene and the characters, and we want to use this shot to help us show off our hitman's home and his vehicles, and also the environment around him. The storyline in James Bond has inspired us for our film as he works for a secret employer or organisation, and in the film he has to kill to achieve his objective. And we want this for our film because our hitman will work for a secret employer and will need to kill to achieve his goal. This will help us make our film seem more like a thriller film, as it will have a similar plot to a popular thriller film. Lastly, the setting in James Bond have inspired us for our film because it is in open spaces and around important buildings, as well as places that show wealth. And we have been inspired to use this in our film because in our film the hitman will live in a very large and expensive house, and this will show that he is successful and well paid. Secondly, he is shown to live a life of mystery and success, and this will be done by showing off some of his home and possessions that will leave the audience wondering more about the character. Our setting will emphasise the character's danger as he will kill someone in open public, much like in James Bond, and this helps create a greater sense of tension.